Hello, welcome. We're going to do some more Manic Miner today. Hope everyone's doing okay. We're going to do the Dragon 32 version, or we're at least going to start off with that. Let's see if I can do it. See if I do a whole stream of it. We'll see if I move on to another one. Speed is slightly different than when I was playing yesterday, the other day I mean, and you don't jump with the up arrow, you jump with the spacebar, so I can't do it one-handed. And even on the Dragon the keys were exactly the same. This was always a keyboard control game. But the gameplay is pretty much the same. So it does seem very slow, but yet the air doesn't seem to be running out any slower, if you know what I mean. So far so good. Let's start as we mean to go on, shall we? I don't even know what bloody day it's Wednesday, isn't it? So happy Wednesday. So yeah, the practice I was doing the other day, let's have a bit of colour onto it. The practice I was doing the other day will pay off. I'm spoiled these days, I need to have colour on the games. I always liked the monochrome at the time in the Dragon 32 because it was always clearer than some of the colour palette ones were, depending on the game. Whoops. Bit of impatience there, did not pay off. They have to wait for the music to do its cycle thing here, because you can't start until it has done. Yes, we'll say nothing about that one. A stupid mistake on my part. And so was that. Fatal error of judgment. Squish like a bug. That was not a good run. Can do better, and I'm confident we will do better eventually. Right, first tricky one. Big fat F. Big fat. Oh, let's have a look. What have we got here? Trying to jump with the arrow key. It is not working. Babe, that was good. It's not something I think I should share, but it's an attachment that Vicky sent me, my wife sent me. It pinged on the computer because I have my browser open. Oh, I thought maybe I'd misjudged that one. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Now let's see if we can not screw up here this time. would be nice to not screw up. Hey, John Blackburn 3. How's it going today? No, this is actually Dragon 32, but I've changed the colour palette slightly, add a bit more colour to it. It could be a bit crisper, a bit less colour, slightly blurry there, but still seeable. I like to have a bit of colour to it. I know it blurs it slightly when you add the colour, but on the dragon itself, it would have been just a monochrome. I pressed the wrong button here. Like that, just monochrome. Yeah, it was monochrome. It was like this. This is what it looked like. A lot crisper and clearer, but no colours. The thing is, Dragon has a lot of monochrome games, or games where you could select to have it in monochrome because of the limited colour palette. And when you added the colours to it, there was only limited colours they could have. Yeah, it did. It had 4 colours. So I've no idea why they didn't add any colours to this one, but this and Jet Set Willy were made in monochrome and were only available in monochrome. The Spectrum, it seemed that the Spectrum had more options because there was a lot more colours and things on the Spectrum, although the sound abilities were better on the Dragon. Even though I say better, that doesn't mean the sound of the Dragon was particularly very good. This is quite good sound for a Dragon game. But the colours, Spectrum has a lot more colours, at least foreground colours, if you know what I mean. Background, colour palette, not so much, but like as you know, as we know, the Spectrum one was, you know, all the extra lives were all different colours. The screen had different background colours, and this had a deep blue type colour, I believe, to the background. But this was the first version of Manic Miner that I actually played. Yeah, it had, like I say, there was, like you just said, it had about 4 colours. Most games you could either have them in like a monochrome colour, a green background with that green and purple type colour scheme, or this horrible pink and white colour, which was ugh to me. Most of them you had three options. Well, where are we? I'm famous enough, thanks. Yeah, it would have been possible, I guess, for them to make this colour. But it is what it is, I suppose. It's how it was. Oh, I screwed up. Can't seem to get past that one, as of yet. Ever? Oh, probably 7th or 8th level, whatever that is. There's I think there's a telephone one. No, I think I've come close to finishing it, if not finished it. But in recent times, I seem to be stuck on the Kong Beast. The first Kong Beast level is the one that I seem to get to. If I even get there. Today I'm not doing so well. I'm not on very good form today, so I'm hoping I can fix this. But I don't know if I've ever completed Manic Miner or not. I know the Dragon version has got an extra level. It's got 21 levels instead of 20. 20. There's one called the Dragon User's Bonus right at the end. A rattly letterbox today because it's a bit windy out there. Unfortunately, the wind rips straight through that bloody letterbox. It also is a bit chunkier in the way it plays than the retrospect one, which I was playing the other day. Which is, I think, is why I'm struggling with the jumps, but that's if I get used to it. If not, we'll switch to a different version. There's one on Ant Stream, which I think is a Spectrum version. There's a wonderful, weird GBA version. It's Commodore 64. There's several ones I can play if I want to. Nice one. There we go. Just wait for him to get a bit closer. You have to be a bit closer to jumps. I don't know if I'm just imagining this, or if the jumps are a little bit more shorter but higher than they are on the other one. In other words, you have to take a bit more of a longer jump. Only slightly, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I'm playing it, maybe it's the input lag, maybe there's some input lag. I think there might be a little bit, but the input lag's minimal. Whoa, looking hopeful, looking hopeful. At least the gameplay doesn't change. You know, you're still pretty much... I mean, I'm not talking about the object of the game, that's obviously get around, get the keys, but the way you do it, you know, there's no different trick to it, it's the same, exactly the same. The difference is in the speed. And I think that, like I just said, the jumps are slightly different. That may not even be the case. It may just be me not bloody doing it properly. There's Eugene in the toilets again. A slight slowdown on some of the levels with some more sprites on the screen. That's actually on the actual dragon. That would be the same. I used to do that on the dragon itself, so there ain't nothing I can do about that. I kind of knew after I jumped there that I weren't going to make it. I need to be a bit closer. I was just going on and on about the bloody jumping, and then I did it wrong anyway. Slow improvement. It's a got to Eugene this time. Still couldn't get past him, but I got to him. Got to him. Knocking on his door, as it were. I'll have your door down. You Humpty Dumpty wannabe. And your toilets. wonder if those big follows bots ever get anyone actually ever clicks on these. You shouldn't. But I wonder if anybody actually ever clicks on those bloody links. It does ever con anybody. Right. I'm already on my last life, look. I don't know if we'll be playing this, if I'll be playing this version for the whole of the stream. I may move to another one. I think I kind of screwed that up. Maybe, possibly. Keep doing that, I'm going to mess something up. No, my luck. My keyboard will fall apart probably. It did, the other one did. Spacebar came off it. It broke. Sometimes you've got to go a little bit more expensive and get the quality, I think. I'm not saying they were like dirt cheap, but they're not. The keyboards that I've got are not very expensive. They're not the highest quality ones. They do the job. That knock on the door actually made me jump because it sounds like someone actually out there knocking. They're not, like I said, it's a blooming letterbox being rattled around by the wind. I'm assuming 10,000 points is an extra life, like it is on the other versions. I remember because I played Jet Set Willy first, and I remember thinking to myself, you know, I haven't got very many lives. That's one thing about the Game Boy Advance version, it is very generous on the lives compared to the other ones, compared to these other ones. Wait for it, wait. Get up and wait again. Ooh. Ah, okay, that'll be it then. Yeah, because the monochrome games are always higher resolution. I had noticed that. They're always clearer. Which hence the fact that Jet Set Willy and Manic Miner were both done in monochrome. I just remember the Donkey Kong, or Donkey King, or The King, were a couple of names they used for it. That was, you could have that in, that was one of the ones you could have choice of 3 colours on, and the monochrome colour was always way, way clearer. Okay, keep going, keep going. Yeah, the Dragon was certainly had better looking games. The original Dragon games were better looking than the some of the conversions. It's really the stuff that would go into converting a game from one system to another back in the day. Nowadays you could probably do it if you took an 8-bit game that was written on a Spectrum or a Spectrum emulator. You could probably convert it to a Commodore 64 or Dragon game or even a PC game in moments. Not moments, but a lot quicker. You have more software to do it and stuff, but back then, you didn't have any of that. If you think about it, the fact that Jet Set Willy and Manic Miner, the games themselves are quite good for back in those days. I know Matthew Smith wrote Manic Miner in his bedroom, apparently. Most which a lot of people did back then. That's how a lot of games came about. Right, what was that? I need to look at that. I do apologise. Dog has got paint on his. The dog has got paint on his foot. Oh God! I painted yesterday around the side of the stairs, and we found some paint in the kitchens on the floor. And I'm thinking that I thought it was the rags that I'd used, painted rags. The cats have got to them, but I'm guessing the dog put his foot on it. The warm soapy water will get it off of him. Right, last life, but let's go. Eugene, here I come. I'm not going to get a door. Yeah, the Spectrum had more ability to have more colours, but they would clash. There was colour clash problems. Whereas I guess because the Dragon didn't have as many colours, it didn't have that issue. I'm assuming that's the reason why. There were some good Spectrum games out there, decent looking ones with the colours, the way the colours were used and everything, but there were also some pretty crap ones that looked awful. I guess the same with everyone really. There was some really pretty shitty Dragon games out there. If you think about it, both the Dragon and the Spectrum were very compared to the Commodore 64 and stuff like that, they were quite basic machines. Commodore 64 could do a lot more. Mind you, the Commodore was 64k memory, which back then 64k versus 32 was a lot. I've never really seen the Dragon 64 in action in 64k mode. The only time I've seen Dragon 64 in action is in playing Dragon 32 games on it, which aren't going to look any different because you would have to play them in 32k mode anyway. I mean, I can switch over this emulator to 64k mode, but I've got no specific Dragon 64 ROMs to run on it. I might have had, I think Curtis might have sent me a couple, but disc ones and stuff, but I can't get them to work. Maybe if I mess around with them, I might. Hey there, Buck Plugs, how's it going? This game really reminds you of Manic Miner. There was a good reason for that. How are you doing today? How's your Wednesday going? I have to think again what day it was. What you're playing on Antstream. I did a bit of the Centipede tournament that was going on the other day. Got up to 21st at my highest point. No, it was very different than the Specky version. This is the Dragon 32 version, which on a Dragon 32 originally would have looked like this, but I've added a few more colours to it. It's blurred the screen slightly, but I've taken the blur and added the colour, as it were. I don't know if I've ever played that, but it's yeah. When I was playing Antstream the other day, off streaming it. I was playing it off stream. It was struggling. I don't know if it was my computer or whether it was the site, but it kept locking up and crashing. So I've no idea. It doesn't normally do that, so presumably it was just something that was going on at that particular time. If I switch versions, I might play on this is a version of this on Antstream, which I believe is the Specky version. And if I do decide to switch today, that's probably the one I'll go with. Oh, they're having some network issues? Okay. That would explain the problem. That's kind of makes me feel a bit better than it was at my end. It's Simon WGB, same as it is on here. Don't have too high expectations though, Manic Miner, for me. It fluctuates quite severely how well I do on the game. And today is not one of my better days. Mind you, I haven't played this version runs at a slightly slower speed than the retrospect version, which I was playing the other day. And the retrospect version was supposed to be on slow as well. And the jump, I swear the jump is different. You have to be closer and he jumps higher rather than further away, like a long jump type scenario, if you know what I mean. Woof, woof. Next door's dog. It's not my dog. Sometimes my dog will bark, but not very often. He has a slightly higher pitch bark than that. He's a big dog, so he'll bark. You can see him on my Twitch profile. He's a greyhound, but his bark is slightly higher pitched. That was a big dog, like a German Shepherd type dog or something like that. I'm not sure what type because it's not. The dog doesn't actually belong to the people that live there. It belongs to some relatives that come and visit. And they have two dogs. One is a German Shepherdy type dog. I don't think it's a German Shepherd, but it's a bulky type breed like that. Well, a German Shepherd, an older. Well, he was a German Shepherd Husky cross, and he is unfortunately no longer with us. And people that had him basically didn't want him anymore, couldn't look after him, were moving away, so we ended up taking him on for we were going to take him on for the remainder of his life, and then we found out something interesting about him. We found out that he had actually, the guy that owned him, his sister was looking after him, and it was the sister who we got the dog from. And they weren't doing a particularly brilliant job of looking after him. He was given the basics, but he was not in wonderful. And he had an ear infection that hadn't been treated properly, and there was a lot going on with him. But he was overall in decent nick. And then we found out that actually the guy's girlfriend, it was her dog. And when they split up, he basically took him. So we actually reunited him. My wife found her on Facebook because he had some out-of-date medication and her name was on it, and that's why my wife kind of wanted to look her up to see who she was. And we managed to get him back to her for the last part of his life, which was kind of nice. But when we took him to the vets, he was about 14 years old, and the vet said, "I've never seen a German Shepherd this old in this good condition." So he was apart from his ear, because one of his ears was flopped down because the infection hadn't been treated well. He's had surgery on it, that's why the ear flopped down. But after post-surgery treatment and painkillers, the people that had him, supposedly, in quotes, looking after him, had not been doing a very good job. Near mint retro German Shepherd. Exactly. He was a lovely old boy though. He was the kind of dog that you wouldn't want to piss off. But he was a lovely old boy though. He'd look after us, and he'd look at General, my greyhound. He would look after General. He loved General. Got on really well. Got on okay with our cats. They were brilliant. I'm not a particularly dog person, I'm more of a cat person, but the dogs I have had or looked after, I've really liked. Okay, let's see if we can do this. And we get closer to him and jump over him. I think that's why I'm having trouble, because I think the jump mechanics are slightly different in this version. That ear infections are making mine is still effed up, my ear. expecting my particular GP surgery to do anything about that. It's like expecting a miracle. So I've just got to basically lump it and hope it gets better, and I don't end up with a ruptured eardrum or permanent hearing loss. Fucking hell, Simon. I've got a cold virus though, and here he is. That's a model of a cold virus. Why I got that? Because my wife got it for me. Why? You'd have to ask her. She wanted to get me something a bit quirky. So he sits on one side of my desk in this wooden tabby cat puzzle. This thing here sits on the other side of the TV. She got me both of them. Well, I'm not normally into little knickknacks like those, but yeah, where they came from. Oh, 2 cats. We're up to 4 cats at this present time. 4 cats and a dog. So I've got a little menagerie here. Not yet. Not yet. Unless they want food. But one of our two girls and 2 boys, and the 2 boys are both ragdolls. And we got another ragdoll because we wanted. They're all rescues apart from our latest ragdoll, who we did get from a breeder. But we wanted another ragdoll because we wanted our other ragdoll to have some company, but he gets on better with one of our older girls, our oldest girl, than he does with the other ragdoll. But no, they don't tend to gang up on me, like I say, unless they want treats or food, then they will. When they know about the time that I give them their dinner, and all of a sudden I'll go in the kitchen or somewhere, and they'll all be there, just sitting there looking at me. When are you going to give them my dinner, Dad? When are you going to give them my dinner, Dad? You know, that kind of thing. But we wouldn't go any more than 4. 4 is. I was a bit reluctant to go to 4, to be honest, but my wife persuaded me to get another one. I'm glad we did, because he's a little sweetheart. He really is. He's the only one that will let him out of our current cats that we've got now that will let us pick him up. A bit colder. I think well, I know it's because the wind's blowing through the letterbox. It's not actually that cold outside today. When I was in my car earlier, it was like 16 degrees outside, which isn't cold for February. 16 degrees Celsius. I went to see my mum this morning because we had a power cut. And I couldn't do bugger all. I couldn't go outside in the garden because if I did, I wouldn't be able to have a shower when I came in. Couldn't do the hoovering, the vacuuming, which is what I was going to do. And couldn't do any washing up because I had no hot water. Couldn't do any laundry because I had no power. So I just got in the car and went to see my mum. Until our power came on a bit later. And I couldn't sit there and go on my computer and stuff because no power. No power, no internet. No phone, only mobile. That's what I just said, only mobile. It does have... So I did have internet on my mobile. My phone's seen better days. I need a new phone. It's got a crack on the screen and the charger, I have to fiddle around with it to get it to charge. It's been dropped one too many times, I think. My wife ran out of data on her internet, so she'd obviously have to pay goodness knows what to get more. Broke this keyboard as well if I keep doing that. I don't know what was one the keyboard that broke was the one I don't use very often as much. It's on my streaming PC. I don't use that one as much. So obviously this one I game and everything on it, so I'm using keyboard to play some of the games with and stuff. I'm typing when I'm in streams and stuff. The other one I just type in Discord on it occasionally and set up my streams. I think to myself, oh, I don't want to play this all stream, but it's going quite quickly actually. I've already been going an hour, it don't bloody seem like it. I looked at the clock, which I don't know why, because I just looked at my phone, the timer's on there. Well, I can't see it very well because I need to put my glasses on. It's getting really bad for seeing. I cannot read my phone hardly at all without my glasses now. I mean, I could see it to a point before, but probably because once you start wearing your glasses, your eyes become accustomed to them and you can't see properly. I could do this, you know, squint. Even that, I can't see very well on the phone. Come on, let's see if we can do this without fucking it up. Okay, come on. I could do that, indeed, John, I could do that. That's something I'd probably do off stream though, just practice. I want to keep going to practice. I think I want to keep practicing the game in normal time at the moment, in real time. But I'm just thinking, I want to think from the Dragon 32. There's either a code or a program you can put in, so you can select what level you want to play, which could be very, very useful. Typewriter cheat code for Spectrum. I wonder if that works on the one on Antstream, because like we were just saying, that's a specky version. But I'd like to get a Spectrum emulator so that I can get, because there's lots of different Jet Set Willy's variations for Spectrum, which I'd like to be able to play. Ah, no, you're right. It doesn't allow full keyboard because I was trying to play some Amiga stuff on there, Zool, and I couldn't get to the options to select the music. Yeah. Yeah, I've been told that before. That's a good one to get. So it's probably one I'd go for if I was to get it. It's a matter of me being bothered to, but it is seriously something I would like to do. Okay, yeah. I've heard that's been used. Ruffled Bricks recommended that to me as well. I'll use that one. And a few other people have done. Yeah, like I say, the save states would be a good way to do it, and also the selecting whatever level you want to practice would also be a good way to do it. Because then you can just practice at the levels, get better at individual levels, and then just run the whole game from start to finish, and hopefully complete it. You might even be able to complete it. I might even be able to complete it without a save state. It'd take a lot of practice. I'd have to work on Jet Set Willy then, completing that normally, without cheating. The only time I managed to complete that is cheating on the Dragon 32, which does have a cheat code built in that you can select whatever level you want to, and then you can select whatever point of that level you want to play at or start on. Wherever you want to start on the screen, which is very, very good. Yeah, you play all that, you put all that time in, and then you're at the later levels, and yeah, bam, you're gone. Yeah, that's also possible. It wouldn't really matter what version. I could get a Spectrum emulator and practice on that one, or I could, like I said at the beginning of the stream, the gameplay is no different. in whatever version, even whatever version of Manic Miner you play. Yeah, there was some for the Dragon 32 for Jet Set Willy. I know there was. There was a little basic program you type in at the beginning, and then you'd run that, and then you'd load the game, and you'd have infinite lives or invincibility, whichever one you used. I'm sure there was some for Manic Miner as well. So I could go hardcore and go for the original dragon option, or I could, like you said, but I could make a level editor, level selector. I mean, level editor. I could do a level editor for Manic Miner. That'd be interesting as well. They're out there. I know they're out there. Yeah, emulate save states. Yeah, I could do save states on here. The save states, if I can have a look, see what they are. Save snapshot. That's snapshot, that's not a save state. It's different, isn't it? But I'm sure there are save states, you could do them on here. Pretty sure you can do them. Snapshot would work, but you can only do one, can't you? With the save state, you can do different states. But you only need one, wouldn't you? Yeah, snapshot is a save state. Snapshot is a single. Is a single. Is a single thingy. Well, let me get past this level. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you save it in here. There you go. You save it as a file. Right. Load. What did I put that as? Well, I won't know yet because I haven't moved. Maybe you have to reset. I think you have to load. Or run. Maybe you have to run it. No idea how you load it. How do you load it? That's just weird. It's the second one because the first one's got copy protection on it. Yeah, I'll play around with it. I'll play around with it off stream sometime. I don't want to open my computer on stream. There is something I want to do. Just let me try something. Okay, I've got stuff in here I don't want to be seen on stream, so I'm opening my file manager. Right, I've got. If I open it. Okay. Just out of interest, have no idea. I'll dick around with it later. I'll just play for now. Got 2 instances of the emulator open. There we go. Yeah, you can save state each level, yeah. I just don't know how to load the bloody things. I'm sure I could. I'm sure it wouldn't take long. It wouldn't take long to do it. Where are we? Be a while before I get good enough to do that, but we shall see. Yeah, I'll mess around with it sometime off stream and see if I can do it. But that is just weird. How the heck do you load a save state? There must be a way to do it. It had the right extension. Okay. Something I should try then. Or I just won't do this version of the game. I'll do the Commodore 64 version, which I do know how to load the save states in. That's another option. It doesn't have to be the Dragon 32 version. That I use. I don't want to do the Game Boy Advance version because that's different. There's more lives. There's, you know, it wouldn't be a fair, proper completion of the game, in my opinion. I still have to complete the. I use Vice for the C64. It'd still be completing the game, but it wouldn't be completing the game properly. I'd still have to go back and complete it properly to be able to say that I've done it. Retrospect version as well, I think you can save state on that. I'm not sure though. I don't know if you can, but you can definitely save state on Commodore 64, so that's probably the one I do. Rather than mess around, just do a version which I know how to do it on. And like I say, the gameplay is the same, so I could always practice on, say, the C64 version, and if I wanted to do the Dragon 32, for example, to actually complete the game. I can play that once I've got better at some of the levels. Another option to do it. It's not something I really want to do on stream. That's to be something for off stream. Oh, plus you can't do the one-handed, so I've got to jump with the spacebar instead of with the up arrow. That could be why, another reason why the jumps are not the same. Because I'm not using the same jump key, because I can't, because you can't jump with that key on this way. Yep. Right. Bang, bang. I'll tape it shut, but then what about if the postman comes in the morning? Have to knock on the door, throw the package at the door and run away, like Amazon do. Sometimes Amazon even throw the package in. He threw it, I ordered some tea lights, and the guy came to the door, knocked on the door. Not all Amazon drivers are like this. There are some good ones, but there are also some pretty shitty ones. And he went to Jeff Bezos. If you're watching this, make note. There are some pretty shitty drivers, and one of them, I ordered some tea lights, and I knocked on the door, opened the door, and he literally threw the package at me, and it split open. All I could turn around and say is, "You." I was not happy. And then he threw it back at him, and all the tea lights were all over the floor. He literally threw the fucker at me. Silly idiot. But there you go. It is what it is. Mostly with Amazon, they'll just leave it. Knock on the door and leave it. Oh, Bezos is... Okay. Actually, I did remember that Bezos was going to be... was going to lead the board. He was still own Amazon, but he was going to lead the board. A little bit like Bill Gates did with Microsoft. Left the board of directors. Just kept the money coming in from it. He's still part of the board at the minute, is he? Well, he obviously probably still owns the bloody company, just like Gates still owns Microsoft, but Bill Gates don't work at Microsoft anymore. So, same similar thing with him, I guess. Well, once you've made enough money, you're not going to want to anymore, are you? But the thing is, with them, the reason I got a bit more respect for people like Gates and Bezos is because they built it up. They made the companies. They built up what the companies have become is their work. They haven't just had the money handed on a plate to them, like other people who I will not mention have. Bill Gates, I have a lot of respect for. But there we go. I have to say that really, because if he's watching my stream, and I say, "Hey Bill, got a lot of respect for you," you know, you don't need all that money, do you? Come on, just throw a bit, show your appreciation. Bill Gates was a ruthless businessman in the day, which is how he's got to where he's got. But did he sub to the channel? Exactly. He could buy like 1,000 gift subs or something. That would not only make me happy, that would make Jeff Bezos happy as well. Mind you, 1,000 gift subs to one Twitch channel would be not a pebble in the ocean for Bezos. But yeah, yeah, he was a ruthless businessman in his day, but and all that crap he had with Netscape and all that stuff. Just to name one incident. But there's he just come across as a generally decent person. If you're like for his, you know, he comes across as a reasonable person for that kind of thing. You get so many of these big rich people that just don't seem to give a crap about anything or anybody. I mean, I don't know the man in person, so I've no idea. But come on. I noticed my view count shot up when I started talking about Bill Gates. Was that a coincidence? I don't watch my view count like a hawk, but sometimes I'll glance over at my phone, which has got my dashboard on it, so I can make anybody who's not subscribed see an ad if I want to, which I don't do. I tend to run the ads on when I'll be right back. So if you can be getting ads, it's just running them automatically. I haven't got any extra subs or any extra followers, so he hasn't. Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos hasn't followed or subbed to my channel, but they might be watching. One of the 5 people watching right now. You never know. Up and over. There we go. I think that's more it. Just it might not be the actual jump in itself. It might be the fact that I'm not using the same method to jump or the same keys to jump as I was. I could use spacebar on the other one as well, so I'm using the same key on all of them. But it's not a massive problem. I'm not speedrunning it or anything. If I was speedrunning it, I wouldn't speedrun this one. I'd speedrun the Spectrum one. And if I was going to speedrun one of the versions that I currently have, it would probably be the retrospect one. Or the Ant Stream one, which is the Spectrum one. I'll have to ask next time I see Curtis, who comes in here when I'm playing Dragon stuff. Next time I see him, I'll have to ask him how to load save states. That'd be the easiest thing to do, rather than mess with it. Ask somebody who knows if I get the opportunity to. Like I said, I could do it on the Commodore 64 or Antstream. You can save on there. So there are ways to do it. Just I don't know how to do it for the Dragon one at this moment in time. Is there the same? I think I've tried it before. It's the same key combination that lets you do it. Lets you skip the levels. It does on Jet Set Willy. I don't think it does. No, because you press MAX max at the same time, and it pauses. And then you can use the cursor keys to select any level. Then you press Shift or Spacebar, and then Willy appears. And then you can position Willy to any position on the screen. And how you interpret that does depend on how your mind works. You can position him to any position on the screen, and then you press Spacebar or whatever it is again, and the game starts. But you can't do it with Manic Miner, because if you press max, nothing happens. There we go. If I concentrate on what I'm doing, instead of blah 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 about save states and Bill Gates and whatever else. Save states was relevant, but I mean Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, and instead of blah 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 about them, I might actually be able to do better. The save states talk was fine because we were trying to figure out how I can practice, and the other stuff, the game related stuff, and talking to chat, that's cool. But being just yabbering about blah, 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 about bullshit, like I am now, is a bit off-putting for myself, you know. I've got chat position, so I just have to do this to see it. I don't have to go, oh, what's chat saying? Like I did when I first started streaming. That was ridiculous. I don't have many people coming here and chat now, as it is, but I really didn't have any back then. And I would have my computer was like behind where I'm sitting now, in that corner you see behind me, where the chair is, and there was a screen over here. I had my chat on, and I'd have to literally turn round. I didn't have a webcam at the time. I'd literally have to turn round to see if anybody chatted, and that was not good. That was a crap setup. But you start off, then you get webcam. I didn't have a microphone or a webcam. All I used to stream, it was on YouTube, and all I used to stream was through the app. Was PS4 games. And then I switched and started doing it on Twitch. And then I noticed that people were chatting. So I thought, I've got to get a microphone so I can talk back to them properly. So I did that. And then as more people came in, I decided to move my screens all over to one side so I won't turn in my head. Then I decided to get a webcam. And I downloaded OBS so I could stream from my computer as well as my PS4. And then I got a capture card so I could play the consoles without having to use the app, and so I could play PS3 and Switch and all that kind of stuff. And then I got another computer so I couldn't have to stream from the same computer where I was playing on. So up and up, up and above. Simon will become a pro streamer one day. I'm thinking about getting a better microphone sometime, but when I get paid at the end of the month, I want to get. There's a couple of other items I want to get that are not stream related. I tend to put stream money back into the stream as well, but I'm not talking about being paid from streaming. I don't get very much from that. Talking about when I get my normal money at the end of the week, month even. There's a couple of other things I need to buy, so the microphone might have to wait till maybe next month at least. But I'm thinking about getting a better mic, maybe a better camera as well. Oh, experiment with stuff. That's me, experimental streamer. You gotta experiment with stuff and just keep going. Okay, so we can jump over him, And jump over him. Easy when you pay attention. You Humpty Dumpty wannabe. No, it wasn't at that time. Right, get down to the exit. I have, but it's my last life, and that's what happened to it. Knock that mouse pointer out of the way. Focus, focus, focus. I do my own soundtrack, couldn't I? Well, I could do, but probably shouldn't. I'm not going to say a word because I'll jinx myself. Just keep going, Simon. Keep going. We'll get serious now. Bollocks! I was saying about focusing. We haven't been doing so well today, have I? I'm entered into the concentration mode now, so we're going to see. See if that helps. Probably won't. Sometimes you just aren't on better form than others, you know. This is an others time. Check something. Sorry about this. Just gotta check something. Hopefully I can do it without dropping frames everywhere. Gotta restart my brain. That's not what I was doing there. I was looking at something. Checking something, man. Checking. Right. Do this. Well, one last life we can do it. See how far we get on one life. If I do get a decent, way, I can say, "Oh, I can't do it on one life." I had no choice because I died the other two on lost the other two lives in the first bloody level. And across. European friendly Coca live stream for 2 weeks. Game challenge. Ah, nice. Oh, Curtis, while you're here, I have a question for you, if it's okay. When you... I'll wait till you say it's okay before I ask, just make sure you're still here. How do you load save states in X-Raw? I know how you save them, but how do you load them? Like snapshots. Like I know you've got a save snapshot there. I couldn't figure out how to load it. I saved one, couldn't figure out how to load it. I don't want to mess around too much with it now, but just out of curious. Because I tried to find out, I mean, I could always use a different version, like the Commodore 64 version, but I'm trying to figure out how to save state so I can practice levels on stuff like this. Okay, that'll be one for him then, okay. I just wondered if you happen to know, because I've... it was just because we were trying to figure out earlier how to... Because somebody suggested that I practice some different levels, and I said, yeah, I could do that. I could do that on the Commodore 64 one, I could do it on Antstream, I could do... There's several ways I can practice save, so I know how to already do snapshots and save states, but... I was just curious to know how to do it on here, but yeah. Well, thanks anyway. I'll I'll figure it out sometime, or I'll look it up. I don't talk to him on a one-to-one basis, so I don't. So I'll probably find It'll probably be here somewhere. I have to do it. If I actually want to. I would like to do those. Get past this bloody. Do a bit better. I'm doing shit today. Oh, okay, I'll check it out. So, yeah, that's a good thing. Good idea. I could have gone in there and asked. Thanks, Curtis. I appreciate it. I'll have a look later. I mean, you would think it would just be load, but it didn't seem to be. Load and run, it didn't seem to happen. I think that's to load and run actual games, isn't it? I don't know. If I was to practice to complete Manic Miner, I don't think it would be the Dragon version that I'd do. Although the Dragon version does have one extra level, so you've got that one extra level aspect to it. I think it would be the old specky version. I thought I was going to do that. Frustrating game. So what are you yeah. I don't know what I'm saying, sorry. But yeah, nice. I don't know if it so it should work on the Dragon it should work on the Dragon stuff, the Dragon emulator then. You're thinking. I have Coco, I have all the ROMs, the system ROMs, but as we've been through before, I struggle when I'm trying to do anything other than load Dragon tapes. It seems to struggle. So maybe there's something I'm not doing right. Because I admittedly, I haven't tried that much, but I still haven't managed to get those discs, those disk files working, that DOS, Dragon DOS working that you got me hooked up with. So I want to try some Dragon 64 stuff as well, if I can find any. So I've actually got a Dragon 64 system ROM in as my default ROM, but obviously I'm playing in Dragon 32 mode. Part of the reason is back in the day I never actually really got to see Dragon 64 in action. I got to see Dragon 64 playing Dragon 32 games, but I never actually got to see a Dragon 64 playing a Dragon 64 games too much. Let's see if it's available. I have to see if it's available somewhere, and if I can get a hold of a working copy. I've got my hands in a few pots at the minute, so I've got a million different things going on at the same time. The days where I could just sit there, fire up my Dragon, and just play on it all day. Saturdays were pretty much Dragon days when I was growing up. That's all I did on Saturday, which is play computer games. Wait a minute, isn't that all I do anyway, still? I do have a life as a responsible adult now. So I do play other things. I do other things other than play games all the time. Right, focus, because I'm really not on top form today. And this Dragon 32 version of Manic Miner is my version. Has to be, really. I couldn't even get Commodore 64. I didn't even know if I had Commodore 64 version of Manic Miner back in the day. I've got some now, but C64 port was quite a good port. But unfortunately, the C64 port Jet Set Willy wasn't so good. But the Dragon port of Jet Set Willy was decent. Unfortunately, Manic Miner doesn't have that same cheat mode. If it did, I wouldn't need to know how to do save states. I could just use that. Jet Set Willy has the ability to start on whatever level you like, on whatever position in the screen you like. Without even having to load any pokes or anything in to get them to do it. I did have some pokes back in the day for Jet Set Willy. Infinite lives and invulnerability, immunity. Immunity would be better because infinite lives, what if you get... The Dragon 32 has a habit of respawning you on top of enemies and you die. What happens if you had infinite lives and was doing that? It would just constantly loop. Poor old Willy dying constantly. So we couldn't put him through that. So we had to use the invincibility if we were going to do something like that. But I didn't need to, not with that cheat mode. I just practiced at various levels. There's got to be one for this too, but I don't know what it is, if there is. I should find either a Dragon forum or a Manic Miner forum somewhere with it on. I can't have been the only person who played the Dragon 32 version of this. Yeah, I should imagine to change your spawn location. The spawn location itself wasn't changed. I mean, I don't know how if you're familiar with it or not, but the max thing on Jet Set Willy, you press max, MAX together, it pauses the game and you can cycle through any level you want, and then you can press, I think it's the fire button or the space bar, and here Willy appears and you can then place him wherever you want to on the screen to start. So you don't exactly spawn. You spawn in the normal spot, but you can actually place him in a spot and start the screen from that spot, if you know what I mean. You probably know more about this stuff than I do, but I'm just saying. But no, you don't need the poke to change your spawn location. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about for infinite lives and stuff like that. You needed to have pokes for that. But that just sounds so funny. You spawn here. You imagine real life. You spawn here. You appear here. Oh, I'll just poke it. Then you appear somewhere else. Poke it. Then you got the respawn poke. Literal respawn poke. I'm off on a tangent again. I'll just don't worry about me today. I'm just in one of those moods. I'll go off on a tangent about crap. Yeah, they could well be. Because I know, I don't even know if Manic Miner and Jet Set really were a thing in your neck of the woods. Were they? They're probably just exclusive, because I know they were Spectrum games, Specky games. And they were ported to the Dragon, so they weren't ported from the Coco or anything. Ah, so there weren't official releases over there, okay. And they might need tweaking. I don't know how much tweaking they needed to work on the Coco. I know they've worked on I know the Microdeal, pretty much Microdeal software converted a load of Coco games to Dragon games and renamed them Cuthbert this, Cuthbert that, Cuthbert up the butt, whatever they called it. Which was ridiculous, because Cuthbert was this little geeky... It always reminded me of what I imagine Bill Gates looking like as a child. And he reminded me of something like that, and you got stuff like Cuthbert and the Golden Chalice, which is an old man. So it's ridiculous when you think about it. So keyboard mappings mostly. Yeah, the ones I had were on cassette tape. All my Dragon games were on cassette tape. I never had a disc drive for the Dragon at all. I didn't get a disc drive until later on when I got my second Commodore 64. I had a disc drive for that. And even then I still had a lot of cassette games even for that. It wasn't until I started using Amiga and stuff like in PC where I started to use discs pretty much full time. Yeah, the Cuthbert games there were some original Cuthbert games. But you got Cuthbert Goes Walkabout, Cuthbert in the Jungle, Cuthbert in the Mines, Cuthbert in the Golden Chalice, Cuthbert this, Cuthbert that, loads of them. And then Microdeal did some a lot of conversions as well, and didn't call them Cuthbert games. Pretty much all the games that came across from Coco ports were ported by Microdeal, were converted by Microdeal. So they did loads of them. Donkey Kong or whatever they called it, the King. Yeah, they had to change it to Donkey King. That still wasn't good enough for Nintendo, so then they had to change it to the King. And it was just Donkey Kong. That was Tom Mix Software in the States. And it was Microdeal here. But, you know. I know Manic Miner was originally Bug-Bite Software, and then it was Software Projects. I don't know if there was ever a Bug-Bite Software version released for the Dragon. I think the only one I ever saw was Software Projects, which was the better one anyway. Commodore 64 had both, and there was very, very little difference between the two. It's the same game. Spectrum had them both. Again, very little difference. Yeah, the King, yeah. I had two versions, one called Donkey King and one called the King, but apparently Donkey King was still too close to Donkey Kong, so... And Nintendo are not well known for being lenient on copyright infringements. And they shouldn't be either, it's their material, you know. They have the right to... But back then, a lot of copyright nobody really cared about or knew about. It was a lot different than pre-internet days. Now, even if you called it the King, you could still get done for copyright infringement because it's Donkey Kong. It's exactly the same game. You'd have to get Nintendo to give you permission or license it to allow it to even be played. You couldn't just make a Donkey Kong clone and call it the King. That wouldn't cut it nowadays. Yeah, pretty much the same here, because I think it was the same, it was just a port. The one we had was just a port of your, another Microdeal port from yours, conversion. So it was the same. But I just had, my Donkey King was a pirated copy. And it stopped working after a while, so I bought another copy, and it was the King by then. So that's how I managed to get both. I didn't have them both at the same time. I had the Donkey King first, and then I had the King afterwards. Okay, it's not a bad, but the Dragon version of that isn't bad either. The Dragon version of Chucky Egg, well, we know about Chucky Egg. That's one of my favourites. This and Jet Set Willy are another two of my favourites. So there's a lot of decent ports. X-rated hacked version. I've heard about that. It's something to do with, yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard about an X-rated hacked version. Whether it's the same one that you're talking about, I don't know. Right. Just drop, 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 drop. Some people jump up the top and fall down like this bit. The problem I see with that is you hit that. The old penguin, you time it wrong. I've always done it that way. If you see speed running, I guess it's speed running by doing it that way because it's quicker. Because it's how the speedrunners do it. Which I don't do. I found myself doing the odd high score challenge here and there. Mostly on Ant Stream. Some of the challenges on there are quite fun. The particular challenge on there a while back, I did stream some of that. The last day of it, I did some of the centipede challenge. I got up to 21st place at one point. Operation Wolf challenge, which was the arcade version of Operation Wolf, as opposed to the Commodore 64 version, which I'm used to playing. Operation Wolf was hellacious, was absolutely insane. The amount of people that did that to get anywhere. I didn't get very far on that. 75th, something like that. I can't remember Dig Dug. I know myself, Ian and Quebs were kind of competing to see if you get the highest on that one. Oh yeah. It's your gameplay. Yeah, your gameplay challenges that you do in your channel, in your Discord channel. Maybe I'll get on some one day. Depends what game it is. I should have done that Chucky Egg one. Competed in that. I don't mean your broadcast. I mean I should have at least competed in the game. I never did. I don't think. I can't remember. There was a reason why I didn't do it because I was doing something else, but I can't remember what. Oh, flippin' heck! What if I said something naughty then? You have to wait for the music to do a cycle before you can press enter. It's getting cold. Heater's got to go on. I think the wind blowing through this bloody door. There you go. Heater on. Take the chill off. Now my camera's going out of focus. Yeah, I've never played it before. I don't even know if I've heard of it. I'm visualising something here, but I think it might be something completely different that I'm visualising. I don't think it's. It might well be. It might well be pipes or my own mind's variation that's created of pipes. I can never think it working properly. Oh, I did. Tweak it, yeah, I had to tweak it, I don't remember that. I had a bad system ROM, which is why I changed it to the Dragon 64 ROM, because it works better. And I wanted, like I say, I wanted to try some Dragon 64 games and software, but as yet haven't it to do so. So Tube Frenzy to me, I visualise it's probably totally wrong, but I visualise a hybrid a cross between Sonic the Hedgehog and Pipes. Probably nothing like that. Oh, okay. So not many people knew about it. God, you idiot, Simon, you idiot. I completely screwed that one up, didn't I? This is kinder on the ears than the Spectrum and the Commodore 64 music. Or at least the... what am I trying to say? So I'm going to get your words out. At least the certain versions of it. Title screen music. It makes that awful bloody ear-destroying noise if you've got your headphones on. The Commodore 64 version is pretty much the Spectrum version anyway. Very, very similar. Okay, thank you, Curtis. Let me just have a look real quick, so I can familiarise myself with it. Oh, yes! I've seen something similar, if not this, before. Oh, God, it looks insane. It looks absolutely insane. My OBS and my Twitch chat back up again. So it could have been something similar that I've seen. But it does look crazy insane. I don't think I'll do very well at that. It would take some practice before I'd even want to get to the point where I want to try and go into competition. Oh, come on. Jump. I have to make sure though that I post stuff in the right Discord channel, because I follow 2 Discord channels with the name Coco in them. And the other channel that I follow probably wouldn't appreciate me posting a load of crap about Dragon 32 and Tandy Coco in it any more than you would appreciate me posting. Well, it's not crap. It's not crap. But, not for me anyway. But that was probably the wrong terminology to use. But they probably wouldn't appreciate it, and I wouldn't. I know you guys probably wouldn't appreciate me posting the stuff that I would post in the other channel. But it's pretty self-explanatory. I rarely go on Discord though. Even in my own, I've been on there a little bit more than normal lately. But even when I do, I only go on select channels normally. Certain ones if I'm looking for something in particular. So I'm terrible at Discord, really am. Terrible at keeping my own Discord up. Yeah. If you have a dragon specific one, that probably might not be in the right one. Yeah, it's not difficult to be in the right one. It's the only time when it gets confusing is certain. It's only certain things, and that's not. You know, I still know which Discord channel to go in, but it got confusing one time because I googled my Simon WGB name, and it came up. Both came up as me being associated with, and it was. When I first started, before I think I'd... Was it before? No, it was just after the first time you posted, you'd got featured some of my stuff in your Coco Talk cast. And it's not really confusing, just got to use common sense. Like if you Google Simon WGB and then image search, all you get is YouTube videos, different Twitch channels that I've chatted in, and my names come up on the screen, which isn't often because I don't chat a lot of other Twitch streams unless I really know the streamer well. I do a lot of lurking, full screen and lurk normally, but unless it's certain few. It's just weird how I've tried not to associate anything with my full name, but it's difficult sometimes. I noticed that I had a problem with Instagram, and I noticed I had a problem with something else that shows my full name, or did. But if you Google my actual full name, I don't come up at all. Some other people who share the same name as me come up. But there's a Scottish lawyer, there's all kinds of things. But if you Google Simon WGB, you find stuff loosely associated, anything from things, my stream VODs, to things that are loosely associated with me. So you find more on me with Simon WGB than you do putting my full name in. Which you know what that is anyway, because I've been on your cast, your broadcast. I don't really want to say it on stream, but I've restarted my computer and my full name's come up on stream before, so anybody that really desperately wants to know what my full name is could easily find it out. But that's as far as I'd get. I wouldn't be able to do anything else with it. You wouldn't be able to find my address, you wouldn't be able to find my date of birth, you wouldn't be able to find any of that stuff. For me, it wasn't really vanity searching, it was more curiosity searching. I wanted to see what was out there, you know, about me. And it's mostly Twitch stuff. It's pretty much all Twitch stuff. I think there's a link to my Twitter and my Instagram there, which you can find on my Twitch page anyway. As long as you don't put any more information, like you don't associate a date of birth and address, like I'd never give my address out. I'd never go outside the front of my house and wave a camera around and then post it on YouTube. There's one person that comes into my stream, one of my mods, who knows my full address. And that's about the only person on Twitch that does. In fact, he is the only person on Twitch that does. Well, if you count my wife and stuff like that, I'd be the only person who I exclusively met through Twitch. There's somebody else, another one of my mods who doesn't come in here very often, who I know in real life, who also knows my full name and address. But the only person who I exclusively have met through Twitch is that one person who knows that. And I have no problem with him knowing. Yeah, put my full name, address, picture of my debit card on both sides. I might as well do the whole lot if I'm gonna dox myself. I might as well do it properly. This music is going to be rattling through my head all freaking night now. I was going to play a couple of versions of it, but I've already been streaming for 2.5 hours, so I don't think I should be playing anything different this go. Out. Oh, that would be something. I don't know, because of my wife being disabled and everything, I don't know how feasible that would be, but that would be something. I'm more social online than I am in real life. Even before everything, all the pandemic and everything kicked off. But that would be something that would interest me very much. But I don't know whether I would actually be able to go. But we shall see. Like, I'd never go to anywhere like London, even if I could travel freely. And when I say travel freely, I'm talking about personal restraints, not necessarily the pandemic, and the pandemic. But even if I could travel freely, I don't think I'd ever go to anything like TwitchCon. I couldn't do stuff like that. But possibly something like an enthusiast thing, a Dragon, even a Commodore 64 one, maybe a retro game one thing. I wouldn't mind so much. Depends on what it was. Some of those retro game things are more like commercialised. You know, I'd have to go to the right kind of one, not a massive convention or whatever. But it's never really ever come up or crossed my mind to go to TwitchCon or anything. I've been streaming for a few years now. I've just got my little niche, and that's how I like to leave it. That suits me fine. I'm never going to be a massive streamer. I'd have to put a lot more time and effort into it. I appreciate what I've got, but I'd have to really go at it full time, head on, to make anything of it, and I'd have to probably be exclusively retro, which I'm not. I am, but my gaming's not. I'm exclusively retro. Yeah, pop in for a day would probably be more likely what it would be, because, like I say, I'm a primary carer for my wife, and I can't, unless she was well enough to come up with me. That's the only way. I couldn't. If I was to go on my own or something, I could not leave her for long, and that's probably why I couldn't. And she would have to be, I had to make sure she was okay to come out like that. I mean, she's not a child, she can be left on her own, she can look after herself, but I can't, leave her for too long, and I wouldn't leave her overnight anyway on her own. I'd have to have somebody, she would have to have somebody here, because in case she has, something happens, on a day-to-day, in herself, she'd be okay to be left here. But I can't chance that something would happen. Which is why I had to give up going out to the house to work and stuff like that. But again, she comes in my stream sometimes. I'll let her explain it rather than me saying stuff about her. But if she feels she wants to tell people, she will. I'd love to get her on stream with me doing the co-stream, but there's no way she'd go on camera. And even without a camera, I'd have to really use some serious persuading. But she can walk, just not far, just not for long. She can't be on her feet for too long. She's not like confined to a wheelchair or anything like that. She can't stand or be on her feet for too long. Or climb too many stairs. She climbs a few stairs, so she takes it easy, but... yeah, she doesn't share the same passion for retro computers and games as I do, so it probably wouldn't be something that she would. It probably wouldn't be something that she would be interested in doing. in known Korea. So I don't know. But like I say, if we're at the point, well, I'm sure we will be eventually, at the point where we're doing these things pretty much normally again, then it's something I'd have to consider. I'd have to consider whether or not it's something that I feasibly can do. You have your first female. Ah, nice. I mean, there are plenty of. There are several female retro people in the retro game community, and especially Commodore 64 community. There are some, and the Amiga community. I don't know how many I've seen in the Dragon community, but I haven't seen very much of a Dragon community out there, which is why I was quite impressed to find you guys. Because even though technically you're more Coco than Dragon, the Dragon is technically a Coco clone, isn't it? For all intents and purposes. I was quite. The Commodore 64, there's a massive following for. But Dragon, not so much. Come on. We're nearing the twilight. We're in the twilight era of the stream now. I have to make sure that I get. I have to make sure I get at least one decent run in. Because I've yet to have one today. Where am I? Make sure I know where I am before I restart. Because I won't be doing very well at all today. Yesterday I was doing a lot better. Oh, okay. Nice. I think if I was to watch your Space Raiders, yeah, I had a, what should I say, questionable copy of Space Raiders as well, which worked probably 50% of the time. I had a lot of questionable copies of stuff for the Dragon. I mean, back then it was just something. Now I wouldn't dream of pirating. I mean, I've run emulators on old games like these that nobody gives a flying hoot about, but I wouldn't think about. I wouldn't even dream of pirating newer games or what I call live production games and stuff. But I don't care about the big companies like Nintendo and stuff like that. They can afford. But I'm talking about the game developers, especially the. Which is why I like to buy games and donate games from developers who develop stuff for Commodore 64, Dragon, and Amiga, because they still put the hard work into these old machines, and it's just something that's I think is nice. I think is nice for them to do. But yes, back in the Dragon days, there was a lot of tape to tape, and some of it wasn't done very well anyway. That's why my copy of Donkey King stopped working, and in a result, I had to go out and buy a licensed proper copy of the King. Well, licensed by who? Nintendo. Nintendo, up until, well, the Switch is a good console, but up until like a while back, they made probably the best consoles and some very good games, even though overpriced, but very bad attitude. But anyway, I'm not here to slag off Nintendo. I quite fully support their games and what they do. But this isn't going to be the run, that's for sure. Well, I don't know, I've only lost one life. Lost one life already. That is another thing. You run into that top one. If you jump across from that conveyor belt, you run into that bird. Which you don't do on some of the other ones. Yeah. You can kind of jump across the bottom there. Ooh. Or is it just me just being a crap? Okay, this has got to be the run now. Come on. Hold on, I need to have chat up. My chat's not particularly busy, but I still need to be able to see if anybody does say anything. like I used to. Chat. Gameplay chat. That was awful. That was an awful setup. Before my webcam days. That was a while ago. Before my webcam days, my computer was over in the corner there. Even when I started my webcam, my computer was still over there. Because I changed it because I used to stream over Wi-Fi, which wasn't the most ideal, and I'd drop frames. I'd be fine, and I'd drop like about 1,000 frames in about 2 seconds. That has not happened. I got 59 drop frames, but that could have been because I was dicking with stuff. I was dicking with that. I don't know. There was something else I was dicking around with. Discord, I think. But I rarely drop frames like I used to. Might have the odd few. My internet's not the best, but it does the job. When I've got power, I didn't have any bloody power when I woke up this morning. Oh my days. I went to see my mum because I was like, I just can't stay here. There's nothing to do. I can't go on my computer. I can't do stuff around the house. I can't go outside the garden because I can't have a shower when I come in. And got any hot water to wash the dishes with. Poor worries me. I think we've been through this already. I don't need to go through it again. This is not the run. The said run I was talking about. This is not it. There are spiders here. Oh, okay. You did the... Okay, fair enough. Oh, you now. Right, Eugene. Oh look, we've got some graphic glitch there. Nice. Well, not nice, but cool. You can't play a retro game like this without having a graphics glitch somewhere. Right, I do need to go to the bathroom, so instead of going and doing a be right back, I think I'm just going to leave and finish the stream for today. Thank you for being here. I will find somebody nice to raid. You stick around and say hello to them because I only ever raid nice people. And I will be back whenever. Have a good one.